Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Heather and we are a fun, fabulous sewing channel. So our last video featured a custom made tote bag, which I'm calling my airplane bag because I like names like that. If you didn't see the video, I will link it in the description box below, but we made this bag with vinyl and waterproof canvas from your vinyl source. And I can't wait to use it, you guys. We had some extra material, and one of the things that I love to do on the airplane is read. And so I have my Kindle. I am a big book person. I love old vintage books. I love reading paper books. Books are my jam, but I read them so quickly on airplane trips that I need to bring multiples, and sometimes that can get a little hefty. So for trips, I do use my Kindle. I've downloaded some really fun books on here that I can't wait to read, and I really wanted to make a Kindle sleeve with a zipper for my Kindle so that it matched. It was easier for me to locate, and just because, just because when you go on vacation, you want new stuff, right? And how cool is it that you can make your own? So I measured the Kindle sleeve, and this is just like a cover that I have on mine. I measured the Kindle, added an inch to the side and top measurements, and so we've got, like I said, we're using some of our scrappy pieces from our vinyl and our oatmeal waterproof canvas, and so these measure at 8 inches in height and 6 inches wide. We'll see how my Kindle fits. It's pretty close. I'll show you here. So we have space, but that space is going to be used for sewing, so I think it's going to be a pretty tight fit. I would imagine that if you added 1.5 inches to your measurements of your Kindle, that would probably be beneficial. So maybe if I had done 8.5 by 6.5, but this might work out perfect. I don't know. I haven't done it yet. That's why I can't show you what a finished Kindle sleeve looks like. But it is important for me that we add a top zip. So we're going to use a number 3 zip so that we can just sew right through. It's going to be really fast. It's going to be an easy make. And I know a lot of you in our back to school series voted for Kindle sleeves. It was really close to the top. It wasn't top 2, but it was like really up there. And so I just wanted to make sure that I added this as a tutorial, even though we're using it for travel, because you can take this and use it for back to school sewing also. All right, so let's head on over to the machine and get going. All right, you guys, so we are at the machine, which as always is a Juki TL2010Q. We have Tex 35 weight thread in the top and the bobbin in Tex 35 weight. We are using a Microtex 9014 needle, and we have our typical tank foot on here. The numbers on the side are KT141 if you're looking for one. It's basically like a walking foot without the bulk. And I think that there are some different versions out there. So I don't recommend any because the shop that I bought this from doesn't have it anymore, but you do you. All right, so our materials today, we're going to use this fun tassel to attach to our zipper pull, just because I bought these tassels in bulk in so many fun different colors, and so I just want to kind of use them. And I like the color of this, so that's what we're going to do. We've got our 2 pieces of 8 inches tall by 6 inch wide vinyl and waterproof canvas interior, both from your vinyl source. I will link your vinyl source in the description box. And then we're just using a cut of number 3 zip tape, and we've got our number 3 zipper. This is going to be a fast, fun sew, super beginner friendly. Okay, so we just want to, we're not going to add our name tag, but you totally should if you're selling these. I'm just putting this inside my bag, so I'm going to let it kind of be as it is. So I'm just going to take our zip tape, I'm going to turn it right side down so the right side is facing our exterior. Then I'm going to take a piece of our waterproof canvas lining, and we're going to stitch our zip right into the seams. So we're just going to go all the way across here, and our lining and our interior, they're right sides together. If you're making these for a back to school event or a craft show or something like that, you're going to go through these so fast. I can't believe I've never made one before. Some of my friends are really big readers like me. We share books all the time or suggestions for books. All right. So now we're just gonna sort of crease down our waterproof canvas. If you're using material that you can iron, and you can definitely make this out of other materials. People ask me that question all the time. You don't have to use vinyl. You can kind of use whatever you'd like. We're gonna top stitch at 1/8 of an inch here. But these are materials that we can't really iron, so we just have to finger press really good. Make sure everything's pushed away. And we're just trimming those seams up. All right, we're gonna take the other side of our panel, put that exterior to exterior right side together. We'll clip at the top, and then we'll take the interior, and with it right side up, we're gonna take our interior panel and put those right sides together. Just making sure that the tops and the sides line up with each other. We actually just bought Dakota a Kindle for her birthday, which is coming up soon. If I had time, I'd make her one of these too. I might, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, same thing. We're just going to crease that open so that we can get a nice top stitch. One of the things that I love about waterproof canvas is how crisp it creases. Here for the crease. Believe it or not, we're almost done our pouch, our Kindle sleeve. And this is kind of why I can't believe I've never made these before, because if you're not quilting, it's gonna be fast, super fast. Although these would look real cute in that upcycled denim quilt. Real cute, you guys. All right. Now, there is no front or back to this, so we're just going to put our zipper pull on. So we'll lay this out, separate our zip. And if you can use regular, not zipper by the yard. You do not have to use these, but I use so many zippers that it just makes sense that I use zip by the yard, because it would cost a lot more money to do it if I was buying separate zippers for every single project. We're just going to leave this in the center so our ends are closed on both sides, and we're just going to match up our exteriors. We're already putting our bag together, and real time, you guys, it has been 6 minutes and 23 seconds. The main things that you want to make sure when you're making a pouch is just that everything lines up here and that your zip is going towards the lining. Right here. We're going to leave a turn hole in our lining panel. So we're going to leave the bottom of our lining open. We're just going to start right here close to the corner, probably about an inch away, and we'll stitch here and we'll do an inch on this side too. So we'll have plenty of space to turn that vinyl. If you're not using vinyl, you will not need a seam allowance or a turn hole that's that large. So just, again, be mindful of your materials and what you're using. I'm leaving a larger than normal turn hole just because I want to make sure that we have plenty of space to turn that vinyl without it being too hard on our hands. And I'm stitching with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. It's my go-to jam, but also that will just make sure that we have what we need for space. And I'm gonna scooch here real quick so you can see we've got quite a difference in height here. And so we're just gonna grab some scrap material and we're gonna bunch it up and make basically like our own little hump jumper. This will help so that we don't skip any stitches. And we're just like taking our time as we get over this zip and all these bulky bits here. Practicing our patience, which if you guys have watched me before, you know is thin. And if you're here for the first time, you'll learn that. And again, just an inch this way. Back stitch real good. Okay. All right, so next steps are pretty easy. We're gonna cut our corners, but not through our stitching. On all 4 sides. That'll just help us push them out a little more. And then we're also going to come in here, we're going to clip away our excess zip tape, which will help us push out our sides. Won't be so bulky. And then anytime you cut zip tape, you want to seal those edges. So we're going to hit it with some heat. Okay. Now we can reach in, find our zipper, push it open, And then we'll just reach down for a corner. And carefully turn our bag. Which we're just turning through this turn hole here. I'm just gonna pause the camera so I can pull this a little bit closer to me, which will give me some leverage as we pull. All right, we're all turned out. And then to finish our pouch, we're just gonna sort of stick our fingers in that turn hole, and this material is gonna fold right in on itself. I'm gonna push this corner out a little bit. And then we'll just stitch right across to close it up. Okay, and then we just push our lining back in. And the moment of truth, we've got to get our Kindle to see if it's going to fit in here. If it doesn't, I'm sure we'll find something else useful to use this pouch for, and we'll know better for the next time. All right, let's go to the finished table, grab our Kindle, see if she's going to fit. All right, you guys, we are at the finished table, and I realized that so it's super cute. But I didn't put the tassel on, so let's do that. And this is really simple, so you just sort of thread the tassel little loop through your zip pull, and then you're gonna take the tassel, pull it through. There you go. Very cute little tassel attached. All right, you guys, so at the beginning, I said I cut the pieces at 8 by 6, and my Kindle, out of the case, it fits perfectly in here. Like perfect. But with the case, it's really, really a tight fit, and so I will be making Kindle sleeves to add to the shop because these were so easy, so fast, they're so cute. I just love that you can sort of personalize your bag, your style, your accessories by creating something cool like this. So we'll be making these, but we will be making them larger. And at the beginning, I said maybe 8.5 by 6.5, but actually I'm thinking 9 by 7 would be the perfect size to fit your Kindle with its cover and all of that, so that you don't have to worry about sort of choosing the sleeve or the cover, one or the other. So in the description box, I'll make sure that I say if you're going to make these, you should make them using the 9" by 7" measurements, not the measurements that I used originally. Even though it fits okay like this, I would like to keep the cover on it too, probably. So I'll be making them bigger, but these were a really fast, really easy, beginner-friendly sew. Perfect if you're going for craft markets, you need to fill some shelves, you have an online shop, and you want to be able to make a lot of something. These are going to be a really fast batch sew for you. So I definitely think you should give them a go. Again, 9" by 7" is what I would go with. Do not listen to beginning of the video, Heather. End of the video, Heather knows better. So yeah, 9 by 7. That's what we're going with. That's what I'll be making them at and putting them in the shop at once we are all done with our vacation and all of that fun stuff. So we've got our little pouch, and we've got our big airplane bag, and I just love how they match. Like, hi, it's me with my cute little bag. You could also use this to hold passports in it as well, and I might do that. I don't know. Definitely gonna use it. And my airplane bag for our trip. I just don't know what it will end up being. But thank you so much for joining me today. I could ramble on about things forever, as you guys probably know, but I appreciate you guys being here for my travel sewing journey. We will have at least one more travel-based project coming up, at least. It depends on how much time we end up with and how many people knock at my door asking if I'm done yet. So we'll see, but at least one more. So stay tuned. Make sure you interact with this video in a positive way. If you don't like it, that's okay, that's fine, but feel free to continue on in your journey and I'll continue on in mine. So have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your journey if you're not going to come back, but I do hope you do come back and join us because we do really fun stuff all the time. We have a great community, great subscribers. You guys are the best. I appreciate you and I will see you soon.